Hi, and welcome to Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad, Community Relations Supervisor for the Sioux Falls School District. And here we are, July already. It's kind of crazy. Dr. Brian Maher, our superintendent, we wrapped up in June a survey of the community regarding this very large project, a lot of community engagement around our facilities discussions. And where do we go from here?
Yeah. June is over?
I know.
Wow.
It happened just like this.
It did. You know, I think back to the beginning of the community engagement process and thinking how far out everything was, and then the community engagement pieces are over, and the task force is complete, and now the survey is complete. So on to the next step. But,
right.
The survey, about 3,700 people completed a survey, which really is another piece in informing the board, and part of that whole process of community engagement. We started with the full community opportunities to speak in public forums, and then we narrowed that down to a cross-section of 30 community people for a task force. Then we tried to broaden that back out again to the wider community again for the survey. So 3,700. I don't know what number I was expecting, but I think that's a pretty good number. That's a pretty good response rate for that issue.
Right. We sent out postcards to every postal customer, which there are about 83,000 postal customers in the city. And so each post office box or mailbox would have received an invitation to take that survey. And really, we've made it a point to get feedback, and that community engagement has been very deliberate in trying to gain. Why is that so important in this process?
Well, I think there are several reasons it's important in this process. Number one, it's a really complex issue. So I think you got to get as many voices around that issue as you can. That's number one. Number two, as a community, we have to pay for this. So I think it's our duty as a community to say, what does this look like? What is the problem? What are the potential solutions? And what's the cost of the solution? And then ultimately it will be, do I support that solution for these problems? So I don't get to decide that. Our Board of Education doesn't get to decide that. Our community gets to decide that, and that's the way it should be.
Right, and so all of those voices are important because they all bring different perspectives as well. A parent of a current student may have a different perspective than a retired person, than a 20-year-old who doesn't yet have children in the district. And all of those voices are important.
You know, you think about, or I think about a couple of things. The community engagement, of course, everybody in the community had an opportunity to be involved in that, regardless of age, bracket, or demographic. And then the task force, we tried to make representative of the community from a geographic standpoint, from a demographic standpoint. So we tried to let the voices be heard. And then we go back to the survey, and again, everybody in the community had an opportunity to be involved with that survey. So regardless of child in school, no child in school, regardless of age, you had an opportunity to be involved. I think that is a really good thing. Interestingly, in my opinion at least, as we looked at the age demographic, the age demographic of our survey, I think closely mirrors the age demographic of actual voter turnout. So the folks who are 55 and older represented very much so in the survey, just like they do in a voter turnout.
Exactly. I was going to bring that point up. I'm glad you did. It was a great cross-section of people that filled out the survey, and we really want to thank the community for that, as it is valuable information as we move forward in this process. So thanks again to all of you who participated, and if you did not have the option to participate, hey, there's a vote coming up in September, and that is, as we said, the ultimate form of community engagement, to vote. So thanks for joining us today on Envision.